Brought to you by New Denture Cream, the special denture toothpaste made with the cleaning power dental plates need. Denture Cream. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left, very funny fellow who will open on May 14th at the Latin Casino in Merchantville, New Jersey, and is also star of his own television show, Joey Bishop.
Thank you, Dorothy. And to my left, a young lady that I have seen for the third time without her husband's knowledge, but it was in a picture called 1, 2, 3. Miss Arlene Francis.
And now, the head of one of the greatest publishing houses in America, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
I want you to know the hazards that you're exposed to when you're on a show like this. Just before I came in, our panel moderator told me a story about a nearsighted whale who fell in love with a United States submarine and followed it all around the world. And every time the submarine shot off a couple of torpedoes, the whale passed out cigars. And the man who told me that awful story is John Charles Daly.
I might really be concerned tonight, except that I know one of Bennett's own can always be identified. That's his story, Bennett. Joey Bishop, nice to have you with us on the panel.
Well, thank you, John. It's been some time, but it's nice being back.
Nice to have you here, and some interesting occupations with which we trust you have some fun in the next half hour. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program, and we'll meet our first... And now to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please?
Anne Schulling, right?
Is it Miss or Mrs.? Mrs. And where are you from, Mrs. Schulling?
West Hollywood, Florida.
West Hollywood, Florida. Nice to have you with us. May I present our panel? Mrs. Schulling, and now will you join me over here, please? You know how we keep score?
Yes.
Fine, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is.
All right. Panel, Mrs. Schulling is self-employed and deals in a product. And we'll begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Is this a product that would be found in the home, Mrs. Schulling?
No.
No, I would say this. This does not rule out the possibility that it might be in a home, but it is not something that you would normally expect to find in the average home. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Bishop.
Is the part of the country, this beautiful part of the country you're living in, have anything at all to do with the product that you deal in?
Not specifically, no, Joey. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it a product that can be enjoyed by both sexes?
Yes.
Is it a large product? Is it larger than, I hate to mention that bread box. Is it as large as Joey Bishop?
No.
No, it's not. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Can I at least thank her, John?
Mrs. Schulling, has the product with which you're concerned ever been, or is it alive?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is this solid rather than liquid? Is it unfoldable? It's something rigid. Would I recognize it if I saw it?
No, you asked if it was unfoldable, and we said yes.
Oh, that doesn't make it... All right, okay. Pretend I didn't say that. If I saw it, would I know what it was?
Yes.
Does it come in various colors?
Yes.
Is anything amusing attached to it? Are you having fun when you use this product?
Well, that would not be the intent. No, not basically to have fun with it. That's $5.05 to go, Mr. Bishop.
If it's unfoldable, it would almost have to be an army cut. Is it in any way educational?
No.
No. $6.40 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it pliable even though unfoldable?
Well, now, when you say unfoldable,
You said it was unfoldable.
Yeah,
didn't
now,
you?
I just want to explain the context. This means that it can be unfolded.
That's not what I
If it's unfoldable, it can be unfolded. I don't think I went to the right school. It can be is it a material?
Yes.
Is it anything like awning material?
No.
$7.03 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Schuling, is this product that you are concerned with used in either construction or transportation in any way?
No.
Well, it has a sort of errant association with transportation of a kind, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, does that mean that it might be used in above the ground transportation, something to do with flying in the air or getting out of an airplane?
No. That's $8.02 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, now I really don't know whether it's foldable or not.
Don't ask.
So I guess
It's foldable and unfoldable.
I see. It's material. Do you ever hook it up to anything?
Do you ever what?
I think you might have.
Do you ever hook it up to anything or hang it on anything?
Hang it over. We'd hang it on something once in a while, yes.
Oh, you would? Would you ever hang it on a wall?
If there's a wall around that's got something to hang it on, you know, we'd hang it on a wall, wouldn't we? Yeah.
Does this have any words or any insignia embellishing it, which makes it different from other pieces of material?
Yes, sometimes.
Well, if it's hanging out of doors, presumably, well, you said it wouldn't be found in the home. Would it be found in an office building?
No. That makes it 9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Bishop.
It isn't an awning.
Oh. I almost had, I know this is not a question, mind you, John. But so far, I have her dealing in second-handed bridal gowns. So far.
Well, I might say you're closer than anybody else has been tonight.
Does your product make a particular member of a particular sex happier than it makes another member of the sex? See, really what I'm trying to do, John, is mix her up like she has us mixed up. Now, did you understand my question?
No.
No.
Hey, Bennett's not supposed to answer me, John.
That's right, Bennett. There's been no call for a conference.
Then he'll want
No,
half of
actually,
the 50.
I think we'd have to give you a no on that. You just didn't get into the apparel area except with your last question. And we thought perhaps, but I'm glad that you didn't, that you'd have the Derby fresh in your minds.
Oh.
Because you see, what Mrs. Schuling does is to make racing colors for jockeys.
Oh.
And 7 of the jockeys in the Kentucky Derby on Saturday have had colors made for them by Mrs. Schuling. She's not sure, for instance, that Mr. Hartack was wearing her colors, but it's likely that he was.
Uh-huh.
And this
What do you mean by the colors? You mean the costume?
The
suits,
costume.
The actual
Yes,
suits? that
the
they-
jacket and the cap.
And the cap?
Yes, I think it was the fact that it was to be seen mostly outdoors that really threw us, because
Yeah.
we think of apparel as something you can wear in or out.
In or out, that's right.
But don't you think the jockey wears this before he comes out of doors?
He slips into it before he slips on the horse.
Well, I've never heard of one showing up for dinner, you know, in one of these sets. But you've been doing it for 27 years?
27 years.
It's a wonderful life. Mrs. Schilling is at Gulfstream in the wintertime, and then you come to Monmouth Park in the summertime and works right at the racetrack. So she knows all the people and have anything to do with racing. Must be a very interesting way to spend your life. Nice to have you with us. All right, now to meet our second contestant, will you enter and sign in, please? June Poplar, right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Poplar?
Mrs.
And Mrs. Poplar, where are you from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri. Nice to have somebody from Missouri with us. May I present the panel? And now would you join me over here, please? You know how we keep score, Mrs. Poplar?
Yes.
Fine. We'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what you're like. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Poplar is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett, sir.
Mrs. Poplar, if those people in Kansas City have any sense, you're a popular girl out there. Does the service that you perform, is that done in or about Kansas City?
Yes.
Might it be done with equal facility any other place?
Yes.
Is the service performed for people?
Yes.
Well, it's ultimate. There are people associated with the contracting of it, with your permission, but it could be associated fundamentally with other than people.
But we mean, you don't mean animals. When you say other than people, you mean companies.
Is that your question?
No, when you say other than people, people make corporations and companies, John.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mean that this service could, I will ask, can this service also be performed for animals?
It has a relationship to animals. We'll give you a qualified yes.
Has it really? Does this service consist of any kind of paperwork?
Yes.
Would it involve in any way insurance?
Yes.
Well, have you something to do with one of the big insurance companies?
Yes.
Are you a person who sells insurance?
Yes, in a way, yeah.
But you're not an agent who goes around from house to house trying to sell people policies, are you? Are you an actuary?
No.
Not an actuary. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen. Now, actually, what Bennett has done is to identify the general occupation. We're particularly interested in the kind of activity in the insurance field with which Mrs. Poplar is associated.
Do you insure racehorses?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Bishop.
Are we assuming that you do insure animals
Yes.
and only animals?
No.
Yes.
Are we now to find out what animals?
Yes.
Dogs?
No. 3 down to 7 to go, Miss
Southie said dogs.
Sorry, Joey, I'm sorry.
Do you insure more than one kind of animal?
Yes.
Would you insure animals either in a zoo or a circus?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Sir.
Would you insure animals in herds like cattle?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Would you insure wild animals?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Bishop.
Do you insure animals that are used for professional purposes?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
What do you mean?
Well, for example,
Experiment
like Lassie, for example, I imagine has to be insured.
No, but that's right. You have a
Could
note
we
of
have a
that,
brief
Joe.
conference, or don't you need it all?
You can have 30 seconds for a concert.
We've left out furs, like minks and things like that.
Oh, just you mean dead furs?
Dead furs. Dead animals, I don't know. Maybe not.
I hate
Forget
to
it.
Do you have anything to do with insuring dead animals? It seems like an awful profession.
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Mr.
Do you
Sir.
have anything to do with insuring animals that are used in either experiments in laboratories or in U.S. government projects, including fish?
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, it must fly then, this animal.
Would I recognize these animals if I saw them?
Yes.
Do you think that I personally have ever had anything to do with any of them?
Yes.
Well, can any of them be worn?
Can any of them be worn? I don't think so. I think it would be a little bit, you could do it, but I don't think you'd be very comfortable because, you see, Mrs. Butler writes insurance for chickens and turkeys.
They're not animals. They are not animals.
The Altman Singleton Company in Kansas City. And the thing of interest you, Bennett, I asked Mrs. Butler some specific questions. She writes insurance on a flock of chickens. They call flocks, are they not?
Yes.
And it will have no relationship to the building they're housed in. It's just for the chickens against windstorm damage, wind damage, hail,
Chicken
rain.
pox.
No disease. No disease. And the pox
on your chickens.
The pox on your chickens. Well, that was fun. We stumped the panel anyway with the specifics. And I must say, Mrs. Popper has another reason to be very, very happy. She is the champion scuba.
Oh, underwater.
The underwater thing, and she competes, and you competed in New Orleans, and they have these difficult things of you have to spearfish and build things underwater and find
Maybe she's
markets.
just insuring things down there, John.
Just insuring them. You're the woman's national scuba champion, is that not? Well, there you are. Underwater scuba, woman's national scuba champion. Thank you very much, Mrs. Popper. Nice to have you with us, and what's my... We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which the panel is always blindfolded. Blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes,
Yes,
John.
John.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of the mystery challenger, a different form of questioning. You go to one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Arlene Francis.
Are you a performer in the performing arts?
Yes. Now, I'm going to be very fair with you and tell you, at least for a while, I shall be the voice answering the questions. Our guest holds up signs for reasons which will be obvious subsequently. Mr. Cerf?
Did you have anything to do with the Tony Awards last week for theatrical excellence?
Yes. Miss Kilgallen?
Are you a man?
Yes. Mr. Bishop?
Are you considered a great dancer?
No. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Did you yourself win an award?
Yes. Mr. Cerf?
Are you one of the greatest composers of music in America today?
I think I'll say yes.
I think it might be Dick Rogers.
Well, that's good. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. What kind of an answer did Bennett get?
Well,
Got a
actually,
no.
Bennett got a yes-no.
What do you mean?
Well,
I
did he
got
get a yes
no?
as being one of the great?
Well, he asked a great composer.
And I asked if it was Dick Rogers,
Yeah, well, when
then I got a no, didn't I?
You got a no on Dick Rogers. That's right.
But am I straight, John, that our guest is a composer?
Yes, no. No, that's what we gave you in the first place. Our guest is being modest here and trying to equate properly his many, several, and splendid talents.
I pass.
Mr. Bishop.
Mr. Who?
Bishop.
I'm not that well known, John, if you can mispronounce my name. Just taking a wild guess. Are you 8 Burrows?
Yes.
50-50.
A funny voice.
Did you see, Dorothy, why I had to say yes, no? Ed does compose.
He has
but-
written songs, yes.
And I'll argue with you about that greatest composer bit, but, you know, it didn't seem right on the air.
Well, I'll argue with you, Abe.
And he won his Tony last Sunday, as we all know, for...
They won about...
How to
many
Succeed.
Tonys did How to Succeed win? About
We got 7.
7. And how many did Man for All Seasons win?
I didn't count them.
It's easy to see which man has the Tony.
But now you also understand what Abe was doing was holding these up. Because
Yes.
we knew very well that if he started right off using his own voice, he's got every ability.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I was going to try high voices. Nothing would pull it. It's that awful sound, you know?
Well, not awful sound, just easily identifiable sound,
Yeah.
Mr. Burrows. Yes, Mr. Burrows.
Yeah. Good to be here, John.
It's good to have you with us.
I'm working on a new picture. You know, you're always supposed to say what you're doing, aren't you? Like,
Yes,
you're supposed to say, you know, I opened a new Chinese restaurant or something. You're supposed to say that.
What new
But I'm
picture
doing,
you working
I'm excited. I'm writing a picture which I'm going to direct in the south of France next year for United Artists and with Martin Pole producing. It's an exciting thing.
What's the name?
It's based on a play called Janus.
Uh-huh.
That was a big hit.
Yeah.
What are you going to
With
call
Margaret Sullivan and
Yeah.
Margot Fan.
What are you going to call the play?
I don't know. So far I call it Janus. It says Janus on the thing. We'll think of something. Maybe we'll call it Watch My Line.
That would be a great idea. It would do us much pleasure if you would do it. Thank you very much, Abe, for coming to
Thank
see
you
us
for
and being our guest. Lovely to have you with us.
Anybody else who couldn't use the voice for you?
Well, all in all, I must say, panel, you've done rather well tonight, and we'll have another contestant after this word from our alternate sponsor. And now to meet another contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Franz Föttner, right, sir? Now, we're very short of time, Mr. Föttner. Where are you from?
I'm from Austria, Vienna.
Born in Austria. Well, fine. May I present you to the panel very quickly because we're short of time? Will you join me over here? Do you know how we keep score, Mr. Föttner?
Yes.
Fine. Then let's let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, Mr. Föttner is salaried, deals in a service, and let's begin. Is salaried, deals in a service, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Furtner, does your business have anything to do in any way with the entertainment business? Or the sporting, the sports world?
Entertainment or sports?
Yes.
Yes.
It does. Shall I choose sports? Do you have anything to do with sports?
No.
I
One
chose
down
the
and
wrong
nine
one.
to
Thank
go.
you very much.
Mr. Sir.
Would the entertainment angle, Mr. Faulkner, have anything to do with either something to eat or drink?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Would you be a performer yourself?
Yes.
Could you perform at either circuses or amusement parks?
I don't know.
Could you perform at either circuses or amusement parks?
Yes.
Is there anything about your work that requires special skills?
Yes.
Does it involve anything dangerous?
Not particular.
No, I don't think not necessarily dangerous. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Bishop.
Not dangerous.
With all
Wow,
those kids around?
I had him killing lions and all that. Have you anything to do at all to do with the circus?
Yes.
This would be wild if it's not dangerous circus. Do you do anything in the way of comedy?
No.
No, actually, I'm going to throw the cards over because we're running out of time, and I want an opportunity to really identify our guest, who is known worldwide as Eunice.
The man
Who
stands
is
on
with
one
the
finger.
ringlet, that's right, on one finger, Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, who balances on that one finger. It's the most fantastic
wish you'd
performance.
do it,
ever.
yeah.
Very good. It's very nice to have you with us. Thanks very much for coming. Mr. Bishop, it's very nice to have you with us.
Thank you, John. It's been real
I
nice
mean,
being
it's Joey. Hope
Thank
you'll
you.
get back real soon, and good night, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Joey. Come
Good
again
night, Arlene.
soon?
Thank you. Good night, Arlene.
Please do. Good night, Joey. Good night, Bennett.
Mr. Eunice should have put the finger on you, John.
Oh.
Good night.
As you probably already learned, it's very hot in New York tonight. Thank you, Bennett, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Codman. This is Johnny Olson speaking. The only way to keep good college teachers on the job is to pay them the salaries they deserve. Support the college of your choice today.